So now I have a story about Africa. It's a tale of high adventure, and it involves elephants and keys. So, this was quite a while ago. I was young and skinny and so cute you'd faint if you saw me. There I am with a cobra. A dead cobra. That cobra came my first night in Africa. I can still hear Gilson Kwechi. So Gilson works for the National Parks and Wildlife Service of Zambia. Yeah, I can still hear him now. You know, it was in the darkness, and it was the first night there, and that's what he told me. He says, "Oh, the cobra came to see you. It knows it's your first night in Africa." Oh, great. Anyway, I don't want to tell the cobra story now, because that's a story for another time. I'm far more interested in telling you about the elephants and the keys. So I'm there with Dale and Julia and Bill. Dale and Julia live in Africa. Bill lives in Connecticut. One day Dale says, "You want to go see some elephant?" Dale's from one of the Carolinas, so the way he said, "You want to go see some elephant?" It's not quite that strong. In fact, he'll kill me if he sees this. But I'm going to say that's how he talks. "Yeah, you want to go see some elephants?" That's just how he talks. Well, you know, you're in Africa. I mean, who doesn't want to see elephants? So of course we said, "Dale, sure, we'd love to go see some elephants." And he said, "Well, that's good. Then I'll bring you to see some elephants." So Julia's Japanese American from LA, and speaks just like a geisha. You know, "Welcome to Zambia. Would you like some rice?" Very soft spoken. Very soft spoken. Actually, she's not at all. She actually sounds like she's more from Brooklyn. "Yeah, welcome to Zambia. Whatever you want. You want rice? Get it yourself." So Bill and I, now Bill, at that time, Bill was probably 104 years old. He seemed that way to me. He was probably only in his 60s, but a tough guy. Still is. But he could not hear. He had a hearing aid. I don't know whether he lost the battery or what, but it is very important to this story that you realize that he cannot hear. And you know how people who can't hear talk loud, like, "What? What? Yeah, well, you know, I can't hear you." Along those lines. So Dale starts in, "Well, okay, we're going to go see some elephants now. Let me go get my elephant gun." So he gets his elephant gun. Now, Dale has this habit, you know, he walks ahead of you with this elephant gun over his shoulder. So most of the time, what you're looking at is this. That can be very disconcerting. So we're out in the tall grass. Way in the distance we see some mango trees, and he says, "That's where the elephants are, out underneath those mango trees." And Julia, they're going, "Under the mango trees. Elephant under the mango trees." Following us 10 paces behind, as she always does. So we're in this tall grass. Now, at this time I'm already, you know, starting to get a little bit like, first I got the elephant gun pointed right at me. And then all this tall grass, and then Bill. "Well, you know, I hope there's not a buffalo in here, especially a wounded one, because they're gonna kill you just as soon as look at you." So, you know, you're hoping one isn't there. So we get to the mango trees, and Dale says, "I'm going to go and look at him. Julia, you come with me. So Dale and Julia go off and leave me and Bill alone in the clearing. So we're in the clearing, and it's a typical clearing for that part of Africa. You know, it's hot. Flies are buzzing, and these ring-necked doves, they're called. They make this sound over and over, really monotonous. Yes, like that. Now all this time you can hear elephants just beyond the tall grass under the mango trees doing the things that, you know, elephant noises. And so there's a lot of them. Now, you know, elephants are big and they're wild in Africa. And I want to tell you something, they can kill you just as, like those wounded buffalo Bill was talking about. They'll kill you just as soon as look at you. So it's not a good idea to be alone in a clearing with the elephants there without a gun. No gun. So, of course, who points that out? Well, smoking a cigarette. Well, that's great. He leaves us without a gun. And I'm like, please. He couldn't hear me, so, you know, I'm just hoping nothing, and all of a sudden, I didn't know what it was. But you know, I turned around and I could see the tops of the tall grass sort of bending down. And I could hear these footsteps crunch, crunch, crunch. And then beside me, yeah, well, I wonder when he's gonna come back with that gun. Well, you know, I was wondering the same thing, but silently. And then I remembered a friend of mine in New York telling me a story. So I want to tell you, if it looks like you're gonna be raped, and for me that's always a possibility, you take out your apartment keys and you jab them in the eyes. Aha, I thought, that's what I'll do. And I always carry my New York City apartment keys in my pocket, even when I travel. I don't know, it's a sense of security. But now I know there's a reason. So I took my keys like so. You see, this is the trick. You put them between your fingers so you've got these little lethal jabby things. And I stood there in Africa, in Zambia, like this, ready, waiting for that beast to emerge from the tall grass. And when it did, I was going to go jab, 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 just like that. And you know, I knew this would work. But you know, unfortunately, I never got a chance because I am sure that monstrous creature saw me through the grass, saw me with my weapons, and chilled to the bone. Turned around and went off. And I just, yeah. So let that be a lesson to you. If you find yourself in the predicament, faced with certain death by creatures unknown, use your keys. It works every time.